What it do? What it do? What it do? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Shout out to everybody tapping in. I appreciate y'all tapping in here with me. We on a bunch of different platforms this morning. Only platform we're not on right now is on TikTok. Shout out to everybody joining the live. I appreciate y'all tapping in from wherever y'all tapping in at. If this is your first time on my live, put a one in the chat. Just want to see who all we have in here. If you've been on my live more than once, put a two in the chat. Just want to see where we at for people are in attendance. Got a bunch of twos over here. What's going on, y'all? Shout out to y'all. What's up, Instagram? Instagram in the building. Doing a little bit more testing on my network as well. So shout out to everybody joining the live. Appreciate the ones that's been here for a while. We've been rocking now for the last 132 weeks straight. For the new people that are on my live, if this your first time on my live, I go by Zabo 103. I'm the dude that get on these live platforms and I just try to provoke thought, y'all. I believe if you think, if you research, and you take action, you absolutely can win. There is nothing on this planet that can stop you as long as you put your mind to it. Look, y'all, I don't want to be the somewhat of a party pooper this morning. I won't be. I was on TikTok live this morning, spreading some positivity this morning, y'all. I got on there. I was spreading some positivity. And that's what it was ultimately about. Saying all pushing positivity. That was it. And y'all, I got suspended on TikTok. I can't even be mad at y'all because this is the reason why I created my own platform. This is one of the number one reasons why I started my own platform. Because what I realize is a lot of these platforms don't want you to sit on here and tell the truth. Now, if I was on here, had some people over here pee popping, we were sipping on a little something, doing a little some partying and doing some outright ignorant stuff. Y'all, I can be live all day on all these social media platforms. Here I am pushing positivity, showing people and motivating people how to get out of their own way so they can get out their rat race. This stuff, wow, y'all. And again, this is why I created Zabo103TV.com because I go live over there and stream. I got pre-recorded things that are going on over there. And I'm going to continue pushing that positivity. I'm not going to block myself. I'm not going to suspend myself on my own platform. It just is what it is. I get on these social media platforms to bring awareness around it so that you all can join. Because I get I, I get so many DMs from folks asking me, and I'm not gonna say begging because I don't think that's what they're doing, but they're asking me, how can I do some of the stuff that you do so I can no longer have to go to this job no more? And I always say the same thing. If I showed you exactly how to do it and I gave you all the information that you needed to accomplish it, would you do it? And I ask that question all the time. And people say the same thing. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, I would do it 100%. And I would say only 1% of the people that's on my lives that I'm speaking of, that's on my live, hearing me say these things, only 1% gonna do it. Not me. I bet you I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Well, why you haven't joined the network? Why haven't you joined the network? Because I'm giving you everything play by play. And I ain't holding nothing back because I don't have no restrictions over there. On these platforms, I have restrictions, a ton of restriction. I can't even say the word and tell you how you can make money off of without getting kicked off these platforms, y'all. That don't seem odd. That don't seem wild. That don't seem crazy to you. If I talk behind the scenes on how you can make your own book and show you that you can write your own book if you want to write your own book, get it on Amazon, make it a number one seller. You're not gonna make no money because you don't make no money off books. But if I can show you how to do this firsthand, if I told you detail how to do it this firsthand, I would get kicked off the platform. I started my own toilet paper company back in 2019 called Triumph Tissue. 3-ply toilet paper, 200 sheets. It's the closest thing you can get to wiping yourself with silk. But I ain't on here selling that to y'all no more. When I was selling it to you on these platforms, they were cool with it. When I started talking about how you can have your own toilet paper company and how to actually do it, because toilet paper is made out of mixed wood pulp and virgin wood pulp, boys and girls, trees. And when I went into detail of the process, I got kicked off the platforms. I was talking about dangerous information, hateful information. Think about that for a second. It's almost like when I get on these platforms, if I dumb down the message to the point where I ain't talking about nothing, I can be on these platforms forever. You all are on the platform the whole time in the amen corner, and that's great too, I guess. But no progress is being made. And I know why it is. Consumership. I have to continue keeping you in consumership. And this is the reason why sometimes when I get on these live platforms, it seems like it's a little frustrating to me. It's not that I'm frustrated at y'all because it ain't y'all fault. I get frustrated sometimes at the platform because it's like, why are you doing that? And then it hit me. It's all business. It ain't never personal. It's always just business. The job of the creators on these different platforms is to keep you on their platform, not to get you somewhere else. Because if they keep you on their platform, they can market to you so they can sell to you. All the advertisement that you do from that you see from swiping all day long, you can count on how many times in a day you buy something off of social media. So the longer you're on the platform, the more you're gonna buy. So as an employee to these social media accounts, these social media platforms, it's my job as an employee to keep you on these platforms. The minute I start talking about going to my own platform because I can't deal with their house rules, I'm gonna create my own house. I start to get put to the side. So here's what I'm gonna say, because I do believe this 100%. I believe when you enter other people's house, you have to abide by their rules. And if you're not gonna abide by their rules, why the hell are you going to their house? You shouldn't be going to their house at all. And if you are going to their house, you damn sure shouldn't be complaining about it. That's just what I believe. So I created my own house. It ain't on YouTube. It ain't Instagram. It ain't TikTok. It ain't Twitch. It ain't Rumble. It is Zabo103TV.com, my own platform. I created my own house where I speak the truth about everything in detail. And I don't hold nothing back at all. Yesterday, people got a chance that's on my network. We got up to about 250 people on the live yesterday on my own network at property number 29, seeing obviously the preparation of the work being actually getting ready to be done to put that septic tank in along with the primary drain and the secondary drain and the cost breakdown to what it actually cost. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., they're going to start the work. I'm going to be live again on my own network because I can't go live on these platforms and show that level of detail because it's dangerous equipment that they're going to be using and that can go against these community guidelines. Imagine that. I'm sitting on a work site somewhere safe. I can't show this stuff on these social media platforms, but I can show it on my own network. And I'm going to continue to do this because this network is going to get big. I think in the first week, we probably secured probably about 2,500 people in the first week. It's going to go crazy. I already know it's going to go crazy. It's already starting to go crazy. Zabo103tv.com. It's already starting to go crazy. I'm just trying to put this stuff in perspective for you because it's not like I'm never going to come live again on these platforms. I'm still going to come live. But my purpose to come live is to come over here and advertise my own platform. I'm no longer going to continue to work for these social media platforms and make nothing from these social media platforms. Not just from y'all, from social media. Because as I'm on these social media platforms, they're getting paid off of me because I'm the one that's keeping y'all on the platform so they can keep advertising to you. They don't pay me, y'all. They don't pay me. They haven't paid me to do none of this. And I could monetize on these platforms, but I'm not working for nobody else's last name. I work for my own. It's a difference. So I say all that to say that I want everybody to do whatever they decide they want to do. I want everybody to be successful as they want to be successful. And I'm gonna keep on coming over here, popping in, figuring out how to maneuver in to shed some light here and shed some light there to give you more insight. But if you're really trying to get out your rat race, you're really trying to change your life, go join the network. Go join the network. In fact, let me put it up here because they will let me put it on this one and that one. Let me just go on and do it. Just so we all on the same page. I don't want no problems out of nobody. It's a safe place. Everybody welcome. I'm just showing love, y'all. I'm just showing love. I promise you. I promise you, I'm just showing love. I have no other intentions other than coming on these platforms other than showing love. I did say I'm gonna give TikTok a rest though. I'm gonna give them a rest. Flat out. Even though TikTok is technically my biggest platform, I'm gonna give them a rest from going live. I'm gonna spend my time going live on Facebook, uh, Instagram, right? Uh, YouTube, Rumble, Riff, right? To just motivate and kind of spotlight some different things and bring awareness about Zabo103tv.com platform. We're gonna dig in. And the stuff that you get on these live platforms that I give for free, imagine what I'm doing on my own network where I ain't got no restrictions. And that's what's really crazy about this stuff. You can take that 10-year plan that we talk about on these live platforms, and that alone can change your life. Imagine if you understood really how to connect the dots to everything else. The light bulb will instantly go off, y'all. Instantly. But you got to unplug from the matrix. You're going to have to unplug from the matrix. Because if I'm being completely honest, right? If I'm being completely honest, the goal of every business owner, including you, when you decide to go into business for yourself, is to keep people in consumership. Those are your customers. I'm just one of those people that ain't really attached to the end buyer like that. So I'm just sharing the information. It's not how I make my money. And that's the part that I think people, they have a hard time connecting that dot. You got to figure out how you can generate money for your businesses without you depending so much on the average working person in order to make it happen. In fact, you're going to depend on the average working person, but it's going to wind up being a no-brainer for them to have whatever it is you providing them with, is products or services. It's almost like you're under delivering, under promising all these different things that you say you can give them or do for them, and you're over delivering. I'm gonna give you a real life example. Right now, today, there are a couple of platforms that are out there right now, and I'm not gonna say their name. I'm not gonna promote them because it is what it is, where they charge you to walk you through the steps of setting up your own business, getting you a LLC, right? A business number, getting you domains, right? Walking through the steps to get your bank account set up so you can officially be in business. Those companies charge you $149. I want y'all to think about what I just said. They charge you $149 to $200 for you to go through the process of getting your business set up, but that doesn't include the fees. So the registration fee to start your business, it don't include that. You still got to pay for that. The money that got to go in your bank account in order for you to open up that account, you still got to spend that money. The money to get your domain, you still got to spend the money to get your domain. This is on top of their fee. I want y'all to think about what I just said. They make you think you have to pay for an EIN number, and an EIN number is free. You can go to the irs.gov and get it for free. I'm just gonna throw that out there just so we all on the same page, okay? I don't want to try to overcomplicate it more than that. I'm just gonna use that one example to make it simple. When you join my network, Zabo103tv.com, we walk you through the steps so you can do it. Sure, it's simple. We don't charge you an extra fee for that. If you try to get into business, you're going to have to get used to doing all this stuff yourself. The minute you pay somebody else to do something for you to start your business, you're screwed. How do you think your business is going to function? You got to start doing these things yourself. Oh, yeah. By the way, I don't know. My platform is $12.99 a month. You can go to your favorite restaurant right now and you're going to spend more than $12.99 a month. Guaranteed. And you just buy meals for yourself. You buy yourself something to eat and something to drink, and you're going to spend more than $12.99. And that's only once a month. Meanwhile, you're going to start to understand and see in real time, man, you telling me I can go have me a home built and I can pay half of the value of the price? Well, that ain't really true. You can't pay half of the price. It is half of the price in real life, because the builder that you're going to pick is going to charge you 30% if you don't know what you're doing. If you're going to use that builder's going to subcontract that job out to all these different people, and they're going to charge you a 30% fee. It's markup. And they also going to charge you a 20% markup fee for the land, even if you own it. So that 50% that's getting you close to the amount of what the true value of the house is coming from the builder. Y'all, and these are things that people don't know that you see in real time. How to operate in public and in private? We've talked about it. We've tried to make sense out of it on these platforms. It's only so far I can go. but you see me operating in public and in private in real time, so it will connect. You start to see process of the true processes of me building wealth for my bloodline in real life that you all are going to witness. All of these things y'all didn't heard before, but you can't connect to it because you haven't seen it. You don't know nobody wealthy. I do know somebody wealthy, such and such wealthy. How often are you in their presence? I'm listening. Because if you was in the presence of somebody wealthy, these things would be common sense. You would be actively doing these things. And there's nothing that makes me think anything different. And the reason why I know this is because the people that I'm around, my family members, right? That we weren't wealthy. I started the process of building wealth. They've been around me their whole life. They see me start taking this journey. Now they're around me while I'm taking this journey. Guess what they're doing? They're mimicking what they see. And they know things aren't out of reach no more. So to say, man, I can get me a business started, man, and I can make me a couple $100,000 a year, that doesn't seem unreal to you no more because you're seeing it firsthand. And that's what's wild about this. So if you're one of those people that have been saying, man, if I knew, if I had the information, man, I would do it. I don't know why you ain't on my platform yet. I don't know why you ain't there yet. I don't know what you're waiting for. Because if your only excuse is information and you haven't joined my platform, you don't want the information. If your only excuse is fear and you haven't joined my platform, I don't know what else to tell you. Because you're going to see that you have no reason to fear anything. I did drill down for the people that's on my network. Shout out to y'all. They was asking me when we're going to the livestock auction. It will not be today is Wednesday. It won't be this next Wednesday come up. It'll be the Wednesday after it. So that will be on the actual network with the scheduled time that the livestock auction is going to be. And we going to the livestock auction in 2 weeks. We also going to look at how you can go get yourself a half a cow and feed your household for a year and a half. Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I just said. But these aren't things I can go into extreme detail because I'm on social media. Imagine that. I can't even talk about buying food on social media. I can, but only to a certain degree. Something that just watered down to keep you here. Ain't that crazy? Imagine that. Imagine you being at work right now, taking a chance, being on my live platform. You can get terminated, rolled up, the whole 9 yards for being on your phone while you at work because y'all got a clean desk policy. And the stuff that you can learn on my platform, you can make your yearly salary in a month. And that's what's, man, it's such a wild situation, y'all. Such a wild situation. And I'm not going to say I'm the end all be all. Sure, there's other platforms out there. There's other things. What I'm stressing on this live currently today, y'all, you got to take action, people. You got to take action. You're not handcuffed to anything that you're currently doing today. Whether it's you getting on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is, you're not handcuffed to this stuff. You're not handcuffed to your job. Nobody is telling you you can't leave this job. You leave this job, they're gonna do. Nobody ain't telling you this, y'all. You're not handcuffed to anything that you're doing. You have the ability to do something different. You have the ability to do something different. I think about when I was at the bank and feeling like, man, I ain't have no way out, man. This is my last job I was gonna get, man. I know I can't find another job making this type of money, especially with my education, because people don't value experience like that. Not during the time that I was at the bank, man. I just really thought I was just gonna be here till I retired, and hopefully my retirement money is good, and I continue making a little investment and be able to support my family. And when I got closer to like, man, I'm approaching 15 years, 16 years, 17 years, 19 years, year 20, I knew I had to do something different. Cause I know that retirement check wasn't gonna be nothing. Even though I was like, my 401k gonna be on point. When I realized my 401k was gonna get taxed, I was like, yo, this is crazy to me, y'all. This is absolutely crazy. When I realized that my 401k was gonna get taxed, I was like, man, I gotta do something different. This not gonna work. There's no way for me to depend on this. I gotta go and get it out the mud. And if I'm not gonna go get it out the mud, I'm gonna be in trouble. My family, what my family gonna do? My kids will get older, maybe they'll get grown and they'll probably look out for me. I can't depend on my kids looking at me. I'm the parent. They're gonna go through life making mistakes. But why should they have to go through making mistakes? I should be teaching them the things that I went through and training them how to avoid them and what to do differently than what I did so they can be better. But I'm just in fear because I know they kids, they're growing to make mistakes. I'm just content with feeling this way. Why? Because I felt like I was handcuffed. I felt like I couldn't do nothing. Being that I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, man, my kids gonna have to get it out the mud just like me. That's not a way to think, y'all. And I know I'm not the only person guilty of feeling that way. But I do know there is a better way. There's 100% without a doubt a better way. You're going to hear people say, educate yourself, educate yourself. Do you understand? And with all due respect, the places and the things that you're going to educate yourself with is designed to keep you in consumership. Everything that you're going to educate yourself with, for the most part, because the stuff I'm talking about, it ain't in no freaking book. It ain't in no book at all. Your professor can't teach you this. Nobody at your job can't teach you this. Your parents didn't teach you this stuff. How do I know? I live life, y'all. I've been through the same stuff. You done went to school for 4 years, 8 years, and by the time you graduated, the stuff you done learned is outdated. They're not even using those platforms no more. Think. 80% of the people that graduate from college don't even work in the field that they went to school for. That should tell you something. So you then went to school, you got $100,000 in student loans, and you ain't even in the field that you went to school for. The math ain't mathing, y'all. At some point, you gotta wake up. Or maybe I'm just ignorant and I don't know no better. But you telling me if we're using common sense, the schools will provide $100,000 in student loans to you at 18 years old. But at 35 years old, good credit, trying to start a business, you can't even go get a $50,000 business loan. The math ain't mathing, y'all. The math ain't math. And again, I'm just being honest. The truth can never be considered disrespect. I'm showing love. It's a safe place. Everybody welcome. But you got to think. And it ain't going to just mysteriously happen for you. You're not going to get lucky. There's no such thing. It's preparation and opportunity mean itself. That's what y'all call luck. And opportunities are happening every second. You're just not prepared for none of them. That's the issue. And your school was supposed to prepare you on this stuff, and it didn't. Make that make sense, y'all? Help me understand, because maybe I'm just off my rockers. But it's crazy that you have doctors that go to school for 8 years, become surgeons to make $400,000-$500,000 a year, and a dude like me that barely got a high school education can touch 7 figures in a month. The math ain't mathing, y'all. It doesn't make sense. But maybe I make again. Let me not get too passionate about this, because I don't want to. Maybe I'm tripping, y'all. Maybe I'm tripping, y'all. Maybe I'm bugging. Maybe I'm bugging. But some got to give, y'all. This can't be the life that you dreamed. Everybody got the same mission. I got to go get some money. I got to go get some money. The money ain't real, y'all. Man, I don't know what you're talking about. I got to put food on the table. Got to get my food in my mouth. Got to have clothes on my back. Got to have a roof over my head. That's the issue. Money ain't real. You using money personally. And money is only supposed to be used for public use and private use. And imagine we got all these college educated people, a lot of people that consider themselves to be street smart, right? All walks of life on my live. And when I say money is only supposed to be used for public use and private use, no matter if you didn't go to college, if you did go to college, whatever role in life you play in it, you don't even understand that money not even supposed to use personally. And nowhere during your life, whether you're doing higher education or not, nobody taught you that money is not supposed to be used personally. But you'll get mad when you see wealthy folks not paying taxes. Think. Just think for 1 second. How is it possible these wealthy people ain't never paying taxes? Because they know money is not supposed to be used personally. It only supposed to be used for public use and private use. Man, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I gotta eat. Okay, go ahead and eat. Eat your heart away. And if you're in America, 80% of Americans are obese. Well, what does that got to do with anything, Zabo? I'm gonna say it one more time. 80% of Americans are obese. Zabo, I was with you, but what does that have to do with what you're talking about, family? I'll explain. Imagine, just for a second, there was a time frame back in the day, maybe before you were born, where they came up with a marketing campaign and told you that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. Think about that. And then they went and got some doctors and some scientists to put some data behind breakfast being the most important meal of the day. Imagine the food that you put in your body is taking your life slowly. And all of these different foods that you're getting throughout the day, you're not giving your body time to heal, which is going to cause sickness, which is going to cause you to have to go to the doctor, which is going to cause them to prescribe you with what? Medicine. It's consumership, people. Breakfast is just when you break your fast. But they made you believe you got to eat 3 meals a day, 3 snacks a day. Do you know every time you eat, you're supposed to have a bowel movement? If you're lucky, you're having a bowel movement once a day. That means you got 5 meals bagged up into you every single day. 35 meals bagged up into you to a week, and you run around here worried about I can't figure how to keep this weight off. I'm doing what the doctor told me to do. The doctor in bed with the food companies. The doctor in bed with the pharmacies. Like, think. It's consumership. But let me not go too far because I don't want no smoke. I'm just showing love, y'all. Everybody's welcome. This is a safe place. I promise you, I'm just showing love. But you got to think because the truth is the truth. And you know it's the truth because you're living it. You see it, even though you don't want to see it. You feel it, even though you don't want to feel it. This is no difference. All this stuff is connected. If I can keep you in consumership, game over, right? If you want to break the cycle, go join Zabo103TV.com. That's what we're doing over there. We're going to continue showing people how we broke the cycle and how y'all can do the same thing. And how y'all can do the same thing. On this beautiful Wednesday, time here on the East Coast is 11:57 a.m. I'm sitting in my movie theater. I'm probably going to catch me a movie real quick. I ain't watched a good old movie in a long time, so I'm going to go ahead and watch me a good movie. I got me some popcorn. Go pop that in my popcorn machine. Go get me a little slushy. I'm about to eat bad. I'm about to break my fast with some junk food today. That's what's about to happen. And I'm going to get back and watch this movie. What I want y'all to think about is if you're not in a position to be doing what I just shared, why not? Why aren't you in that position? Why aren't you doing what's necessary for you to do so you can get out of that position that you so strongly believe you don't want to be in? And put your family in a better place. And start seeing these things for what they really are. Because once you see it, you can't unsee this stuff, y'all. You can't. These days, for me, y'all, it's laughable. It is straight up and down laughable. It is so laughable when I see these things. I can't begin to tell you. This is the reason why when you look at a lot of my posts, they be a whole bunch of memes of me just playing around because this stuff is really laughable. But the scary part, even within the memes, there's truth behind it. There's truth behind all of it. And that's why it's funny. Today is Wednesday, the 19th. Time is going by fast, y'all. March the 19th, Wednesday. Is it the 19th or the 18th? It's the 19th. Okay, I ain't tripping. I had to look over in this platform like, what day is it? It's the 19th. You need to make a commitment to yourself to do something different than what you were doing before. I can give you all of the things that I know, all of the experiences that I've had. I can share all of it with you. If you don't make a decision to do something different, don't complain about it. Please do not complain about it because you have made a decision on what it is you're going to do and what you're not going to do. But you can't keep complaining about these decisions. Okay? So I'm going to do what I normally do on these platforms because it is what it is. And we're going to keep on pushing forward. It was just ironic to me today that I got on a platform pushing positivity and them jokers suspended me. I could do nothing but laugh. I could do nothing but laugh because these are lessons that I've learned in life. And these are lessons, if you haven't learned them, you will learn them. When you in somebody else's house, you got to follow their rules. And if you're going to come back to their house, you can't complain about their rules. If you don't like what they're doing in their house, create your own. That's where I would go with that. That's what I want people to understand. So look, if you're on this live right now and you want to understand what do you do first, what steps you need to take in order to get out of your rat race, put a 1 in the chat. If you're on this live, no matter which live platform you're on, I think we're on like 4 different platforms right now. No matter what live you on right now, if you want to know what you need to do to get out of your rat race, put a 1 in the chat. If you don't want to know and you don't care one way or the other, put a 2 in the chat. It's okay. Some people don't want to know. Okay, we got some ones right there. All right, I ain't tripping. I thought I was like, who the hell on the live? Ain't nobody on here? There's people on all these lives. All right, cool. Instagram real light this morning because I know people at work. It's all love. It's about to be 12 o'clock, so people might go to lunch. They'll see that I'm live. They'll start popping up in here. It's all love. All right. Well, what we're going to do for the people that did respond and said they want to understand what they need to do, right? Platform here. Nobody on Instagram said it. Nobody on YouTube. What is this? Facebook? Oh, we got one person on Instagram. Shout out to you, family. I don't know what platform. I think it's Facebook or YouTube. I'm not sure. No, I think it's YouTube. YouTube. Okay, YouTube. All right, cool. Bet. We're gonna go live. My tech team is here. We're gonna go live probably tomorrow morning. So we got that scheduled tomorrow morning. Okay, cool. So look, step 1. For those people that are ready, say ready in the chat, and we're gonna go through step 1, and we're gonna go on and knock this stuff out. Let me know when you're ready, because I know y'all probably gonna be trying to take notes and do all this stuff. So let me know when you're ready. And you don't have to have no pen or anything like that, because this stuff is gonna be this recording is gonna be uploaded on Instagram. It's gonna be uploaded on Facebook and on YouTube. All right. Got a ready over here. Got a ready over there. Got a ready there. What about there? Okay, cool. I bet. Step 1. Join Zabo103tv.com. Step 1. I'm going to repeat that again. If you haven't joined the network, join Zabo103tv.com. Go over there and subscribe. 100%. That's going to be step 1. The reason why there's step 1, whenever you're trying to do something different in your life, I know for me, repetition was key. Me seeing these things was key, not just hearing them, right? Over on my platform, you're going to get repetition, number 1. You're going to be able to see these things in real time, and you're going to be able to hear these things. And it's going to put you around a bunch of like-minded people, over 2,500 people to be exact, of like-minded people. Just so we all on the same page. So that's going to help you in this journey, because you're not going to be able to get this stuff on my lives. It's just not going to be here because these platforms won't allow it. So it is what it is. So step one, join Zabo103tv.com. That is step one. Okay? Step two, stay with me. Step two, no matter what has happened throughout your whole life up until this day, it may not be your fault. It's always your responsibility. Okay? You're going to have to take full ownership of whatever has happened in your life and whatever will happen in your life. It is on you. Again, it might not be your fault. It's always your responsibility. Just so we clear. Step three, if you are a person that's in a hole and you can't figure this out on how to get out of the hole, the best way to get out of a hole is to stop digging. The money that you get, even though it's not your money, it is your responsibility to give it to the next person to get something for it that's going to bring you more of that money. Some people call it investing and all this other stuff. What I'm talking about is things that's going to give you a 99.999999% chance of a guaranteed return on investment. And there are not a lot of things out there like that. The stock market, it's not a guaranteed return on investment. You barely got a chance of 20% return on investment. If you don't know what you're doing, it's less than 1%. Cryptocurrency is even less. Just starting a business out the gate, you got about a 50 to 60% guaranteed return on your investment. There's only two things out there where you can get a true guaranteed return on investment and a 99.99999% guaranteed return on your investment. The one thing that gives you a 99.999999% chance of a guaranteed return on investment is a whole life insurance policy. You have, when you put your money into that whole life insurance policy, we know we got a death benefit and we got a living benefit. Most people by now know you get compound interest on your money that you're putting in there daily, tax free, that you can borrow against and pay yourself back with interest. I'm not going to go into too much details on these platforms because I don't want to get kicked off of these platforms. But just know, when you borrow money from your policy, you give yourself the ability to make more money on your actual policy. A lot of people don't know that. Not going to go too much further than that. I will on my network, but not on these platforms. The one thing on this planet where you get a guaranteed return on investment is land. Land is the only thing on this planet that only goes up in value and don't go up and down. Plus, you make money when you buy land, not when you sell it. I don't know how to make that more simple. So what does that mean? When you get your money in your hand, your money only need to be going to three places, y'all. Three. Those three places are basic living expenses, the biggest whole life insurance policy you can afford, and land. Your basic living expenses is not all this extra stuff that you're doing. That's not, listen, as a grown man, getting my haircut is not basic living expenses. It's not. I can go get a haircut, get trimmed every single day if I wanted to. What's up, family? But it's not basic living expenses. I do have the ability to cut my own hair if I wanted to. It just is what it is. Now my hairline might be crooked, so I might decide to just go bald, cut it all off. I can line my beard up pretty good, but that's not basic living expenses, y'all. Those are things that you're gonna have to trim the fat around. And this is not something abnormal for you to see. Y'all saw it when President Trump came into office. He put Elon Musk into a situation, and guess what Elon Musk started doing? Making the sacrifice, cutting off all the extra fat. So all the extra expenses that you have that you don't need, you're gonna have to cut it. Because it's not personal. It's just business. Because you're gonna pay that price today to pay any price later. That's what it's about. So your basic living expenses is truly gonna be basic living expenses. Nothing more than that. You know, you need a roof over your head, you gotta have food on the table, clothes on your back, fresh water to drink. You need food, sure, but do you need to go and spend four, five, six, seven, $800 a month in food, $1,000 a month on food? If you go look at your amount of money you spend in food every single month, you would lose your mind. That's where your money is going for your investments that you say you don't have to make. When y'all get off my live, I want y'all to go look at how much money y'all spend in food every single month, outside of what you buy for grocery. If you work a job and you go grocery shopping every single month and you go to a grocery store, you spend $400-$500 at the grocery store, I can guarantee you in a month's time, you're buying $400-$500 worth of food from all these different restaurants when you're at work, because you're not meal prepping at all. You're not taking leftovers to work. You going to Chick-fil-A. You going to Panera Bread. You're doing all these extra things. I almost can guarantee you, if you're spending $400-$500 a month in groceries, I can guarantee you spending $400-$500 eating out every single month. That's over $1,000 a month you're probably spending in food alone. Most of the food in your house, the groceries, you're wasting it. You're throwing a lot of that crap away. You got all this bread in your house with all that mold on it. You got stuff in your pantry that didn't expire. Make it make sense. So you put your money into basic living expenses. The biggest whole life insurance policy you can afford, and land. Those are the three things, y'all. Once you put your money into those three places, you know what you're going to figure out? You're going to figure out that you have been making life way more complicated than what it really is. You're going to start to learn things that you never learned before. When you start buying land and you start researching your own land, what you got over there, what you can do, what you can't do, what restrictions you got, when you find out all the different things that you can do and can't do on your land, guess what's going to happen, y'all? It's going to make you look in the right direction to get why you can't do these things, which is going to teach you something way more powerful than you ever could imagine. You're going to see all the time that you've been on this planet, land has been the key. Not crypto, not day trading in the market, not just a business. You're going to see that land has always been the key. And you're going to start to see things like, whoa, this is crazy. I didn't know that you can buy airspace. Your house is only a certain amount of feet. You can't build nothing above a certain amount of feet above your house right now if you don't have the air rights. I'm going to say that one more time. You can't build a certain amount of feet over the height of your home if you don't own the air rights. I'm like, what the heck is that? This might bake your noodle. How many times have you been riding in the country and you be looking at these people mailboxes, and every blue moon you'll see a mailbox all the way up in the sky? Like, how the heck the mailman gonna put something all the way up there? A lot of people don't even know what the hell that is. Everybody's screaming, you got to have the mineral rights just in case you got oil on your property. What about the rights of the timber that's on your land? If you don't own the rights of the timber that's on your land, the previous owner can come and cut that timber down and make money off of the timber on the land that you bought. But nobody don't hear that. That's not what really, like, what really goes down. Land has always been the key, y'all, and it's always been the secret. No matter how many investments you make, when you bring your investment out, your profits, it's all going back to the land. All of it. No matter what you do with that money, it's all going back to the land. It's no other way around it. I don't know what you're talking about. It's going back to the land. The clothes on your back came from the land. The car that you're driving around right now, forget that you're driving on the land. Forget that part. What's up, Doc? Forget that you're driving on the land. The tires come from the land. The antifreeze in that thing come from the land. The food that you put in your mouth come from the land. It's a given that the shelter over your head come from the land. The water you drinking come from the land, y'all. Everything going back to the land. No matter what you do, everything is going back to the land, including you. So when you talking all this stuff about investing your money and all this stuff, when you make your profit, pay it to a landowner, because that's where it's going. It's going right back to a landowner, no matter how you slice and dice it. Make no mistake about it. The internet service that you're using to get on this live right now, all that's going back to the land. I gotta figure out the best way to articulate this for my network. So if you haven't joined Zabo103TV.com, you absolutely need to join Zabo103TV.com. But I gotta figure out how to show it and obviously be safe in the process, but how to show y'all the cell phone towers and how they actually work when you leasing it out, leasing your land out to house these cell phone towers. I don't think people understand. These are basic steps that you got to take to get started. Those last 3 steps were: put your money in basic living expenses, the biggest whole life insurance policy you can afford, and land. As you're doing this process, you're going to take this long little journey doing the same process every single year. When you get to a place where you now have all this cash that you can take out of your whole life insurance policy, and you got this land over here, you can come up with anything to do with the land. I know when I'm on these lives, I always talk about building a home because that's what most people can relate to. Because that's what people think you're supposed to do when you have land. Build a rental property, put a commercial, so a gas station up there, maybe some stores or something. That's what people think. But you can become a landlord in a different way. Landlord just don't mean rental properties, but technically I guess it is rental property because you could be the landlord of farmers. You can lease your land out to farmers. People tripping about eggs right now, the eggs prices. You could lease your land out to Purdue Chicken right now. You got 2, 3 acres of land. You ain't doing nothing with it. You can go get you a contract with Purdue Chicken right now, and they will lease your land from you to put chicken coops out there to produce more eggs and the whole 9 yards, to get you more chicken, whatever it is. You can lease it out to them. You can turn your land into hunting land if it's already set that way. That's great. Do you understand how much money people make off of hunting land? I don't think people got a clue. I was sharing this a few months back. Close friend to the family, my dad best friend. They got so much land, it looks crazy, man. I get sick when I talk about it sometimes. But then again, wealth been in their family for over 400 years. So I can't expect anything less. But they got some land down in South Georgia. It's not all their land. It's a little small piece of the pie. It's probably about like maybe 300, 400 acres of land, something like that. I think it's in Thompson, Georgia. I want to say that's where it's at. They got 100 cabins. They got 100 cabins on that 300 acres. 100 cabins on that 300 acres. People come down there to hunt quail. You know them Liberty birds? They super fast too. They only get 12 shots at them. So most of the time when these people go out to hunt these quails, they don't even catch nothing. That's how fast these quails are. They super fast. And if they hear the slightest peak, they gone. They sound like some jets flying up. That's how fast, like shoot, shoot, shoot. It's crazy. Never seen anything like it in my life. Some people say they be eating them little quail birds. I'm like, how? It don't like there's even no meat on them jokers. People pay $300 per person to come out and hunt quails, and they only get 6 shots. And if they catch a quail with one of those 6 shots, they got to pay for that too. Ain't that crazy? And these people come out, not one person come out. These people be coming out in packs of 5, packs of 10, packs of 20. They be coming out deep. So you got 10 people coming out paying $300 a piece. Y'all can do the math on that. Every time a group come out, they paying $3 grand just to go out there and hunt the quail. Here's the scarier part. Most times they come out, they want to stay and they want to have events and they want to do different things. So they rent the cabins. Those cabins out there cost 15 grand a week. And you can't rent it for less than a week. It's 15 grand a week. If you wanted to go and book something on their land where they cabins at where they hunting quail, you have to actually book it 2 years in advance. That's how booked they be. And it's only during quail season. When quail season not in, they have wild hog season, which you can do that pretty much all the time. They have deer. They have all type of crap, y'all. They making money hand over fist. I don't know if y'all did the math that quick. I don't know. 100 cabins, 15 grand a week. You got about a month and a half, about 2 months on it. So every week is 15 grand per cabin. That's $60,000 a month per cabin. That's 100 cabins times $60,000. Y'all can do the math. That's not including the $3 grand when 10 people pop up that want to go hunting. Think. And they ain't got to really buy no product. Yep, they built some cabins. But if they ain't want to build no cabins, they didn't have to build no cabins. They could have just made parking for the people by putting some gravel down, let them go hunt, pay for them to go and do their little thing and keep it moving. They added the extra sauce to it. But please believe with just hunting quail alone without a nightly stay or a weekly stay, they still would get paid hand over fist. Why? They don't have to buy the quail. Whatever comes up on their land, quail, deer, hog, whatever, that's in hunting season during that time, it's theirs if it's on their land. That's the when I realized, because I was like, man, if they doing it, because I'm ignorant, y'all. When I realized people that go hunting, the people that have all this land where they be hunting at, do they be buying all these different deers and putting all these deers out there for people to hunt? When I realized they not buying the deers, it's whatever come on their land, they own it. While it's on their land, they own it. That was wild to me, y'all. That was absolutely, without a doubt, wild to me. I couldn't wrap my brain around it. You're gonna have other landowners, they kind of territorial, right? So you'll have people hunting on their land, and if they embark on the other person's land and they catch it on the other person's land, they're just gonna drag it over to their land. It's theirs. But they know everybody gonna do that anyway, so they don't really be tripping off of it. They're like, whatever. Think. Just think, y'all. It's a big world out here. And unfortunately, when you get on social media, you're not gonna see that big world, y'all. Because social media is only gonna show you what they want to show you. Just like the news. I tell people all the time the news ain't real. They only showing you what they want to show you based off of the agenda that they pushing. You would think that everybody on this planet always, ladies always twerking, men always cheating. Yeah, you would 100% without a doubt this happens everywhere all the time because that's what you're being fed through media. Whether it's social media, the news media, the radio media, this is what you're being fed. And that's not real life, y'all. There are people that don't get on the internet at all, that don't watch the news at all, ain't listened to the radio in ever. You talk about something, they have no clue what you're talking about. Like, man, you slow, man. You don't know what's going on. Nah, man, you I don't think you understand. There's a real life stuff going on around here, y'all. There's a lot of real life stuff going on around here. People ain't worried about this stuff because this stuff ain't even real. You know how many people was dead mad when Donald Trump got elected into office? And then when you start talking about some of these different things that was on the agenda for Harris and Trump, and you start to mention these different things, like, what are you talking about? One of the parties, Trump or Harris, can't remember which one it was, were talking about putting tampons in little boys' restrooms in the schools. Think about what I just said. Why would a person do that? Why would somebody do like what is the logic behind what are you trying to convey? Think. But these are things that realistically, that certain agendas are going to be pushed on these social media platforms to sway your opinion about different people different ways. You shouldn't vote for Trump because of this. You shouldn't vote for Harris because of this. They the same bird on different wings. Ultimately, they got the same agenda. They both gonna run this business called the United States of America. Think. Think. You gotta make this stuff make sense, y'all. Because it's not making sense no more. So again, these are some of the steps that you gotta take. Let's continue because I don't wanna I got all pack. I kinda lost what I was doing. Let me get back to these steps. Once you put your money into basic living expenses, the biggest whole life insurance policy you can afford, and land, right? Right? At this point, you're taking your journey, however long it take you, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever the number is that it take you, you take your journey. When you borrow the money like I just talked about, you got this land, you have so many opportunities that you can use that money for to generate more money. It just depends on where you are in your life and what you want to do. The easiest thing obviously is going to be build you a rental property. Why are you building your rental property, y'all? So that you can leverage debt. So you can leverage debt. It's going to give you ability to go and get the equity that you just created out of this home. It's going to give you a ability to have someone else pay for that debt that you just got in the equity in that home. And it's going to give you a little bit of extra money to put to the side so that you can put into some more stuff to make more money. Then you're going to be able to repeat these steps over and over and over and over and over again until you leave this planet. That's the secret sauce. You never stop repeating those steps. It don't matter if you're doing rental properties, don't matter if you're doing hunting land, it don't matter if you got pecan trees, it don't matter if you got toilet paper, it don't matter if you got cell phone towers, it don't matter if you got this. Like you're just gonna keep repeating it over and over and over and over and over again until you leave this planet. And you're gonna train your kids how to do it and repeat it. You're gonna train your grandkids how to do it and repeat it. But you ain't gonna be able to get those steps on social media, y'all. On Zabo103TV.com, you're gonna hear these same steps. You're gonna see these things in action. Think. It's definitely promoting some wrong stuff. And it's wild, y'all. It's wild, y'all. It's wild, y'all. You can't make this stuff up and you can't unsee it. So look, y'all, I gotta get up off of here. I gotta run. I will be back on here tonight on all these platforms that I'm on tonight. And we will go through some scenarios, some examples of some journeys that we're going to take. We're going to make that stuff happen, y'all. It is what it is. So definitely go tap in to Zabo103TV.com. Tomorrow morning, we will be live on site of property number 29. They getting the work done tomorrow. So y'all that are on the network, you're gonna be able to see them go, firsthand. Them boys gonna be working, and I'm just gonna be watching. We gonna do what we gonna do. Again, I hope to see everyone there, because it's only gonna it's only gonna continue to grow, y'all. I don't really have a choice. I can't stay in nobody else's house. I'm going to my own. So look, y'all. Tonight I'll be back on these social media platforms, and we'll go through some scenarios. Again, I can't stress to you enough. Go join the platform, Zabo103TV.com. There's something over there for everybody, for sure. In the meantime, y'all be good. I'll have fun being bad. And I'll see y'all a little bit later on. Peace.